Hi there, and my second tutorial for Visual C++ 2010 Express Edition. And in this tutorial, I will show you how to create variables and how to use them, what type of variables we have, and those sorts of things. Now, as you can see, I have already created my project here, and C++ file is already created as well. And inside the C++ file, I have declared my libraries and main function. If you don't know how to do it, I suggest you just go back to my first tutorial and watch it, learning how to do it, because I will always start tutorials like this now with project created and libraries and main created as well. Okay, so let's start with the tutorial on variables. First of all, what is variable? A variable is a container for values, and basically it will hold some kind of value for you, which can be assigned or calculated from other variables and stored in variables. You can add variables. You can, I don't know, calculate, add them, many things you can do with them, compare them as well. And so variables are very crucial in programming. The programs, and most of programs, I mean more advanced than this, will use variables. And so those are very crucial, as I said. And we have a couple of types of variables, and one of the common types is int. Int variable is a numeric variable, and it will hold only whole numbers, which means 5, 6, 7, 8, stuff like this. Only those numbers. If you put, for example, 0.8, that won't work. After the type, because that's the type of the variable, after the type comes name. So if you declare the variable, there's a type first, and after that we name it. So for example, the name would be number, and we can close it with the semicolon. So I have integer variable as with the name of the number, and I can assign some kind of values to it. For example, I will assign number equals to 5. And now, if I want to print it out, I can just say cout number. You may say, well, what's the difference? I can just say print out 5. Yes, that's true, you can say that. But if you, for example, have more variables like int number 2, let's say, and int number, let's say total, and number 1 is 5, let's say, number 2 is equal to 10, total is equal to number 1, so plus number 2, we can say plus 5 and minus 1. That will work. Should work. Total, that should work. Number plus, wait, let me see with the, why is it not? Oh, I forgot this thing, so I can actually add. Okay, minus 1. Okay, so if I if I print out total now, you will see the calculation of this. So let me put it out, and you see 19. You can also do it with numbers, that's alright. But if I ask, for example, for input, I will not show it today because this is just mainly about variables. But if I ask for the input, I don't know what number variable will hold, what type of value it will hold. So those numbers can change. If you assume this is 5, always 5, and this is always 10, then those numbers can change. But if I say this is input and this is input and user chooses, then those numbers would change and the result wouldn't be always the same. That's why we use variables. And we can also we have other types of variables. For example, let's say characteristics. So characteristics and characteristic can represent only one sign number letter at a time. So for example, A. I will see out this sign. Let me show you what do I mean. So I see out this, I have A letter output. Now I close this, and if I, for example, put B now, it takes the second character, doesn't work. If I put C, A won't work probably, shouldn't work. Yeah, it's messed up. But if I do it with numbers, it won't work. So it won't show those characteristics, but only the last one. I got the word from this, doesn't matter. So it's only purely for one character. It will display one character, doesn't matter how many you put. Even if this allows you, it will still display one character, one characteristics. I think I can. No, too many now. So it doesn't matter. Okay, so characteristics can represent only one sign, letter, number at a time. So for example, you can use it for plus, you can use it for minus, you can use it for multiplication sign, for division sign, and very useful at some times. Other variable we can use is double, and double is also a numeric variable, but double allows us to create numbers which are with the point. So we can actually create something like this. For example, number is equal to 5.6. With integer, which is whole numbers only, we can do it. I remember the name of fractional numbers. So with the double, we can create fractional numbers, and with integers, only whole numbers like this. So that's the difference. Double, I can say also the double has a greater range than integer have. We can have a string, but for the string I would need a library, which I will show you later on in future tutorials how to use strings. Don't worry about string right now. We have short, I think. Yep. It takes less memory than integer. Does the same job, takes less memory, and has a lower range of values. And we have also byte. Should work, and does work. We don't have byte. I don't know why. But we also have boolean, and spells like this. Boolean is a variable type with only two values available for you. It's either true or false, or 0, 1. So let me show you what do I mean. Number, let's say, and I will say number equals false. Let me just see out this, and I will show you what I mean. And see out. Okay, and you will see 0. It works on the basis like binary system works, is 0 and 1 only. So you have two values possibles only, false or true, 1 or 0, like this. Very useful with condition setting processes, when, for example, if that's true, or if that is false, then do this. If that's true, then do that. Very useful with if statements, for example. I think those are the most variables that I used. As I said, strings come later on. I think that will be it for this tutorial. You can, as I say, you can play around with those, create some kind of calculations and stuff like this. Everything helps with your education, I would say, even errors. So go ahead, practice this code, practice this variable, because we will use it in all of the programs from now on. Each kind of program will probably, or even for sure, contain some kind of variable, so you will need to use it. I think that's it for this tutorial. As I said, visit my webpage and YouTube channel. If you like it, subscribe. Still more tutorials to come for Visual C++. Also, new tutorials soon will be released about web development, and that's about HTML codes. If you are interested, soon next week probably, and those tutorials will be released. I hope you have a good weekend, and I will see you next week. Bye.